Hi guys and welcome back. My name is Eliza, you can call me El. I hope you are all doing well. In today's video I will share with you 4 books that changed my life. Book number 1 that I'm going to be talking about is the 4 Agreements. For me, that was a total eye-opening experience on a totally new and a different level. You see, you know already I have an accent, so English is not my first language. I am here in Scotland for nearly 13 years, and any book I was reading before I was buying in a Polish version, so I don't struggle with understanding. But with this book, that was my second book read in English, I've decided that no, enough is enough. I need to step up to the plate and start reading in English and having a just new experience. And with this book I read about nearly 2 years ago, and wow, absolutely, utterly wow. It's a must be, it's highly recommended, and it's a must be if you are on a self-improvement journey, if you are on a self-discovery journey and you're trying to just be a better person, adapt better to life, and definitely have a better understanding of what's happening inside and all around you. So when I was reading this book, I was reading it very carefully, the way you would read to a child, very slowly, very carefully, and making sure I have the full understanding of every line. And that's what I think it is actually the key. So most of the books, especially a fiction, we would read and yeah, that's done. What did I took out of that? This and this happened, that's it. With this book, I would definitely recommend to you to read it very carefully and very slowly and just soak it in all the knowledge. When I was reading that, whatever this guy was describing, type of behaviors, I was going back into my own experience, the way I was doing this stuff, and then I had a full understanding. So far I read this maybe 3 times, and it's going to be on my shelf, and because I'm going to read it again very soon. Another book that I definitely need to share with you, and that's the book that I read after 4 Agreements, is The Power of Now from Eckhart Tolle. What's about this book is so beautiful and fantastic that it changes people's lives. The same as 4 Agreement, The Power of Now, it's an end to suffering. And to the suffering, the inside pain of being at unease and not being able to accept the situation for what it is. And you know, there is something magical, there is not even magical, because magical means illusion. It's just something absolutely beautiful and powerful about these 2 books. They just make me look at life, myself, and everything around in a totally different and a better way. So if you want to change your life and you don't want to spend too much time on it, there you go. These 2 books are the key and the beginning to the beautiful and fantastic today and now. Another book that made a massive improvement in my life, and especially in my relations and relationships with people, is this book, Where You End and I Begin, and it is about boundaries. So this is the person that wrote this book. It describes the behaviors and how easy for us is to get lost in a relationship with another person, not knowing exactly, okay, where do I stand my ground? What is the difference and the border between being kind and in the same way being true to myself? How to create relationships, how one little thing that we maybe do all our lives can make any another relationship exactly the same way. So this book is just absolutely beautiful, powerful as well, and a beautiful eye-opener. Another book, and the fourth book I'm going to share with you is Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. It's very thin and a small read, but again, reading it very carefully, very slowly, and going back to it makes it even more powerful. You see, I've been trying to get on the self-love journey, and I was really struggling with it. And this book helped me to open this barrier. It was open this barrier that it was standing in between, that it was making a very visible line between self-hatred and self-love. Kamal in this book speaks about, I don't know why, I don't know how, but if you love yourself, life loves you back. And this is exactly the experience that I was so fortunate to go through. The more I put into self-love and the way I treat myself in my thoughts, in the way I speak about myself to other people, the way I think of myself, the way I feel about myself, the better outside world takes me. And you see, the funny thing is that I'm focusing on self, on fixing whatever it is here or here, and everything else around me just falls in place. So I'm not chasing anyone else, I'm not trying to make them like me, look at me in a different way, and all of a sudden, by only just simply working the way I look at myself, everything else falls into place. It's a beautiful book. Another one of must read from all my 4 propositions. I will link it down below, all the titles and authors, so you can find and search for these books for yourself. Secondhand from eBay, for example, or a new one. It's entirely up to you. These 4 books are my top 4 books that helped change my life, helped change the transformation from being constantly unhappy, from being constantly let down by something, someone, and most of all by myself, and change the way I see life, change the way I look at you and everyone else around me, and help me keep focusing on working on myself. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section down below, and I will get to them as soon as I can. For now, I wish you all the best, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!